Okie dokie, hello there. My name is Jarek, I'm the Archon Studio CEO, and welcome to yet another bi-weekly. Well, actually, we missed last week, but we try to do better next time. AMA, so you can ask me all the questions, any questions you want. We have a lot of things to go through. I see some requests. I have some pre-painted terrain to show you. I posted like an hour ago on Facebook as well, on Dungeons and Lasers fans page, a small video, but I'm gonna be showing you this today. So 3 painted sets all together, align all together. Obviously I will just grab the camera, show you, like zoom in, then you can see it up close. What else? I've got something great to show you on the Masters of Orion. This is I believe it's gonna be next big thing from our company. Maybe not through crowdfunding, but definitely long-term project, which will definitely gonna be something big. That's what I believe in. I see some questions here already coming up in the comments. Any possible info about Invoker? It is I just recalled a custom Warcraft 3 map named that like that, and I wonder if there's any similarities. No, I don't think so there is any. We just finished designing logo. I have a great artist also hired for concepts, miniatures concepts, so this is happening. About the Invoker, I think I will start talking about the Invoker maybe starting from next summer, once I have more to show you, especially the concepts and the idea behind the game and the world and universe. I think we came up with something very, very interesting. Yeah, that's about the Invoker, but logo looks also very, very good, so I'm happy with that one. I don't have it today to show you, but not in this presentation, because I want to focus on other things this week. I broke down and ordered the Deus Lair bundle with the caves. When that's shipping, it will be shipping with Legacy. The exact date on the shipping hasn't changed, so if you have a look on the update, it will be happening on time. We already pulled up a lot of stock. We're in the process of assembling everything, and quite soon it's gonna be shipped out. Oh boy, you are in the 40 challenge. Yeah, that's true. I mean, some of you are still trying to go through what do you have received from the previous campaigns. I'm already stuck with my order. If I ordered a pre-painted cave pledge, my stretch goals would include painted elements. So, hi Mike. Everything which was marked or notified as pre-painted, it will be pre-painted. So that's how it works. Yeah, I don't think like every single stretch goal is pre-painted. You have to have a look which one was. I think it's in the description. It says which elements are pre-painted. But definitely portion of that one is pre-painted. I think we did like during campaign when we were unlocking the individual elements. They had like a small tiny logo there. Yes, thank you, Jakob. Jakob is in the comments as well to help me, to support me with AMA. So he just mentioned that the caves start on the 1st of October. So yeah, that's it. Is any info about the new Chronicle X release or the new upcoming IPs, Bethesda or others? Yeah, I can mention that we signed a deal with Bethesda for 2 IPs. We're still waiting for approval on a soft announcement. This means to show you what exactly IPs we're working on. Been a couple of weeks now, so I'm hoping to get something next week. So probably it's gonna first be on the Facebook, and if not, definitely it's gonna be at one of the AMAs. As you know, next week we are starting the campaign for Heroes 3 is starting, so that's gonna be Tuesday. and it's gonna be live on Tuesday as always with our projects, and then definitely on Thursday I will do just normal on Thursday. On last campaign on caves we didn't have it, so actually next week, the week after I will have to do it the week after, obviously, because we do on bi-weekly. So I'll do it definitely week after the campaign starts. So I hope we'll have all the announcements ready on hand to show you which of the IPs we are working with Bethesda. There is also actually quite good news, because all of a sudden everybody just waking up from a quite long nap, I would say 1.5 years, with all the IPs and all the deals we had there, and they were just frozen. All of a sudden everybody, because all the situation is now with big companies, let's say stable, so there's no more selling off companies and lays offs, and it seems like it's going back to back on the track. So we might have a lot of things to announce, a lot of things. So stay tuned. Definitely Essenspiel will be the one which we will be announcing at least 2 projects which we had, well, 3 projects which we haven't mentioned yet here, and they are, these two projects are on top of what we already have with Bethesda. So all of a sudden we have tons of work, and that's one, hence we employ more people, especially into designing team. So before you ask the question, yes, you have to be local and basically work from office here. What we found in designing team needs to be here, because the communication, everything around it is just mandatory to actually work that way. Yeah. Okay, slides. Yes, as always, I do have them. Why not? Oh, I can see I'm still getting the same thingy with chat, which is very like slowing down for some reason, and all of a sudden I've got like 20 of discussions. So yeah, all of a sudden I have I can see what you okay, so hi Jack, yes, the legacy shipping is 1st of October, that is correct. We haven't changed the date, and it's gonna be happening on the 1st of October. And is the next DNL campaign going to be on GameFound? That payment option help us so much. Yes, the next DNL campaign will be on GameFound. The proper announcement, it will be part of the GameFound Feast, which is on the 2nd of November, I believe. So at the 2nd of November, the other game will be also announced, which is Master of Orion, and it also gonna be on the GameFound. I think we're going to stay with the GameFound for some time now. Several reasons why. One of them is our systems, everything what we have around it here. Excuse me 1 second. Very sorry, it's just getting a bit too cold here with the AC on. Okay, I needed to get the remote. So one of the reasons we're gonna stay at the GameFound is that our systems, our internal systems, works very well with GameFound. And the second reason, obviously, is a stretch pay, which is really good for large pledges and so on. Hey, that's great. I'm definitely hang around our booth. Thank you for your support. Say hello to me, to myself. We do have some meetings scheduled. At the moment, the calendar is still kind of 50% opened, but might be the situation when I'm not going to be available, because obviously it's also the business to business discussions, and last year we were just overloaded with those meetings, and we had no time for almost anybody. So, but it's gonna be 2 of us. It's myself and Michał as well joining us. Michał is COO. He's gonna be also there. Most of the team anyway. So sales teams as well. So we've I'm probably gonna be able to dedicate some of the discussions to other people, just to be more on a shop floor. Probably not relevant when the next project goes live, but out of interest, what counts as the returning backer on GameFound? I backed the latest Motu campaign before the caves. I guess that doesn't count. It does count. Any type of campaign, anything you have backed previously with us, any project. So any by this mean even if this project's like, I don't know, the old projects you have backed like Wolfenstein for instance, or maybe Load or Reload at Kickstarter, it still counts as a returning backer. Yeah. What type of info should we expect on the start of the Home 3 campaign, like delivery timings or anything else? Yeah, we still work on a page. The page should be finalized, well, this week or Monday next week at latest, with all the info about the shipping. In general, one of the previous AMAs, I did mention this. The whole idea is about starting the project now. We're already running production, by the way, so we are investing into production to have like a kick-started production, just to get ahead slightly. Which means that once we start the campaign, there will be an option to go for so-called legacy shipping, as always with our projects. And legacy shipping, it will be a first quarter of next year. So about 4 to 5 months, you're gonna have to wait for your parcels to arrive if you select legacy shipping, or 2 shippings basically, legacy shipping and the normal shipping. So that's also an option. Anything else which gonna be manufactured, this means new expansions which we work on. We already send off models for tooling. That's great. So again, we have a little bit of a head start with that, but that doesn't help us much because we're still gonna have like the second wave of shipping, which means all the expansions round about second quarter of next year. Yeah. Hey folks, as always, thank you for being awesome and care for the community. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you for being part of our community. So with next Heroes of Might and Magic, I believe I got that already. This question as well on the slides. Are we going to be adding additional combat board and combat dice? It is not planned. I'm not quite sure whether there is a huge requirement for that. We can put down, on a list and see whether there's something which we needed to do or added as a expansion, but I don't see any reason why we should. But okay, maybe there's some reasons I don't understand. So just quickly, what we're going to be talking about today, that's for sure. Campaign is starting soon, some data about the campaign, some info. I got a huge upgrade to Master of the Orion at Astra, and then even bigger update on the caves. So, and then towards the end, obviously towards the end will be some info about the upcoming campaign, which is the Port Heaven. We have some concepts to show you, especially for the super stretch goals and also normal stretch goals. This question, wow, okay, Amazon is being extremely pain in a butt, let's say. We've put like a lot of stock on Amazon webpage, and they've been just blocking every single entry of any type of Motu or Masters of the Universe products. And then one of the reasons they need some paperwork from us in order to prove that we have the license and blah 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 blah. And we did that. We actually get in touch with Mattel. Mattel provided us with this document. We load it up in the system. However, the Amazon system is so automatic, let's say, that it's still needs to go through physical person. I'm still waiting for that one to be cleared. Once this one is done, and I'm expecting this one to be done within a week or two, it will be going through. This is just basically things which Amazon thinks. everybody actually having the same problem. In fact, we, because our DNL products are on Amazon, so apparently we could go and stop anybody else selling our products, which is like crazy. Jarek, how are your modelers and sprue engineers so good to make amazing and fun to assemble models? Well, it's I think it's a part of experience. We're still far away from the leader, which is Games Workshop, to be honest, because Games Workshop, you know, it's got 20 years ahead of designing, but the team is getting really, really good. And yeah, some of the models and miniatures, sometimes when we assemble, they really having this feel of, you know, okay, that's really good. So we always provide feedback to our team, and based on that one, the skill is growing. So we need at least about 2 or 3 years. I think the first really projects we're gonna have, which we're gonna be like very close to GW, the way how the GW design the miniatures models will be either Invoker or one other license. But the team is now really experienced, Okay. Wow, you have lots of questions here. I'm gonna struggle with answering all those questions because I have slides to go through, and I really don't want to go for too much today. At least 1 hour, and I got a massive headache. Okay, so this here is a good question. Do you have any dates on timescale for when some of the Deus Ex models are going to hit retail? So Corvus, if you go to, I believe, AMA 50 and scroll through, I did show releases blocks and what exactly gonna be released and when for Deus Ex and for the miniatures. Yeah. The Kraken model is one of the first to be released, by the way. So if it's not released now, it's gonna be in the next quarter block. Okay. Yeah, you have. Thank you for helping, for answering some questions, some of the questions. Okay. Right. Some of the questions we have from Discord. So are the colors of the miniatures in the promo material final, especially Conflux and a Curve? So the promo material is rendered, so it's not like final colors whatsoever. Obviously the colors we use is the colors we would like to see on the miniatures, but you have to bear in mind that it's on the physical product. There's some of the colors will change slightly, but it's about the, you know, shade of the color rather than the color, like, you know, we won't be changing from red to blue. But on a physical model, it will look different. Like if you compare the unpainted models, unshaded models from original campaign, we had the yellow models. They were looking much better on the render than actually physical, because the color itself sometimes it does that thing. Lighter color usually show less detail on the miniature itself, but we have to do that way because physical product works. Well, it's different than the digital animation. What's the timeline going to be for the showing all the defined painting schemes? Definitely they're gonna be before the end of Pledge Manager. Today I've got 3 to show you. Final ones. This is the sub teams. We plan to do 3 more next week. So next week update, or at least in a couple of weeks update, you will see another sets, and then we go back to the core sets and finish the core sets. So if you need a specific date, I think about 2 months, and as far as I know, the Pledge Manager will finish next year anyway, but at least 2 months from now to have every single sim to show you. Now on top of that, if you're going to be at the Essence Spiel, we will have all the pre-painted sets to show you and to show to everybody who pledged, or, you know, you can take any photos you want, and so on. Will the cave stairs be available as pre-painted by the end of the caves? But yes, that's everything needs to be. We want to show you exactly what you're buying. We want to buy you. We don't want you to buy any promises. We want you to buy a physical product, which we show you on the pictures, not on the renders, just on the pictures. December 13 is the current announcement. Yeah. It hasn't been moved. It's still 13th. It's 13th is 13th, but still September, October, November. By the November, I believe we should have everything pre-painted shown. You have to bear in mind we had lots of issues all the way till last week. Tons of issues. We couldn't figure out what's going on. Basically, the machine was recalibrating itself like constantly, so we had like a good batch of samples, and all of a sudden the machine was doing some crazy things, but we managed to fix that one this week. And from the point when we finished this one, I mean, at some point I'm gonna tell you all the horror stories that were happening with the Prismacast. It is not that easy process to set up, but once you set up, it's like a gold. It works like a charm. But then that level of setting it up and making sure and learning the machine, learning everything, yeah, that's the painful process. And that all the horror stories are gonna be telling you after we finish shipping. But it was nightmare for some time in the last couple of weeks. I think it was nightmare. Well, not even week, I would say even month. But yeah, we figured it out, so that's great. It's nice to have a people with IQ in this company, which can go and find a solution, what's going on, and reasons of something not working. So anyway, that's that. Home terrain. So I'm guessing this is for the home battles. We will get some sample or maybe some fancy terrain pieces for the tabletop wargaming version of Heroes. Yes, you will definitely go and see some nice fantasy terrain for that. We have to make it. Otherwise you're gonna go for GW. We don't want you to go for the GW terrain. We want you to go for our terrain, especially for if we make a P product, right? Yeah, we did partner with Amazon. We although it's not entire product line, we are testing water with some of the products. It's been just nightmare. For me, I would expect the setting up the Amazon store to be maybe 1 month of work. I ended up with like what now, 6 or 5, and we still don't have all the boxes ticked because of all the situation I just mentioned about the Motu. Amazon is just crazy, absolutely crazy. I'm not surprised because the way they operate, they need to make sure that there is no copycats or counterfeit materials there, and also copycats of your companies. That's what I meant to say, because it's happening. So you have a company, all of a sudden some maybe Archon Studio, some being set up somewhere out there. So we needed to go through registering of our own brand, our own company name. Many things was happening behind the scenes, which I wasn't mentioning because wasn't relevant to this thingy. So, in my mind, we're gonna be on time, so this means 2 months ago, but we were not. We are 2 months delay in that process. So yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy. Well, that's always when you do something for the first time, right? You need to go, and then that know-how is quite difficult to get, especially for Amazon apparently. And especially for Amazon USA, because we operating from Poland, but we have a company which we hired in USA to deal with that, and they also struggle, mainly because of latest changes with Amazon and those IP things. DNL caves. Will there be a recommended core paint scheme provided for us to try matching the cave? That's gonna be very, very difficult to match. I guess we won't be able to do that. Let me show you why not. Okay, that's top camera. I will have to camera somehow like that to show you. I mean, I'm guessing if you have a nice skill, painting skill, you'll be able to match that. But in most of the cases, it's gonna be very difficult. Very difficult. So we cannot give you like one paint scheme because there's a plenty different colors on that. And yeah, so later I will show you more. Maybe hold on. Like that. I'm stupid today, sorry for that. See that? So that's the colors you have on there. So there's lots of shades, lots of different blendings and so on. So it's a blue, kind of blue, because it needs to be a deep mine with spiders and Spider Queen. But matching this one, I think, might be a little bit difficult, right? That one is even more complex. You could match something on the walls. Excuse me. That's me. Anyway, you could potentially match that one, but still, again, you will struggle probably with stone because it's gonna be quite a lot of painting to actually get there and match that. This is the quality of that. And for the goblin layer, the goblin set, look. That would be easy, the wood and that could be quite easy, but when it comes to the floors, and here it is again, so you have a colors blending. We choose kind of green tint to the goblin one, so we have a green one, and we have a stone brownish grayish one, right, for the deep line. And then we choose a blue tint for that. So it's quite important to actually have slightly different colors. So initially we wanted to make like everything in one color, but that doesn't work. That won't work. I mean, you won't see that much difference between the terrain. Only one difference will be just basically shapes of walls and shape of and other elements, but it doesn't work. It doesn't give you that impression of going into new territory or new element of the terrain. So that's that. Hi Jarek, I think I asked some time ago, is there any chance to get partnership with Nintendo on their franchises? The games are very popular. Well, I was in Vegas on licensing trade shows. I did approach Nintendo. They gave me contacts, and yeah, there's a few IPs we could go for. But we didn't follow up, so maybe we should follow up at some point. There is few which I was interested in, but the thing is, if everything goes according to the plan, right? Imagine that really like crazy stuff is happening, as I mentioned. If everything goes according to the plan, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 board games IPs, 4 board games, 2 other projects, 2 wargaming projects, and all of them being IP projects. We at some point we're gonna have to say, look, we have to stop, right? Because our plan, even bigger project is coming from other company. I can only mention the name. Should I? I won't be mentioning the name, but it's coming even bigger projects, which we had discussion today about it, and that actually is shifting every other projects we had for the next year. For the next quarter, and so on. So yeah, it's just getting a little bit too much, and we don't have a people at the moment. As I mentioned, we're looking for more project managers, we're looking for more designers, more sculptors, and everything else. So even if Nintendo will be interested in going with us with any IPs, I still don't know what date I will put on there. Maybe 2026, maybe in 2027. Because there's so many projects to be delivered or basically to be made. Yeah. Home 3, the board game, an ETA on when we can expect tournaments. Yes. Once I find people for, we do have Dave, which been allocated now for also. Building a new a new group of people who are interested in doing this with us and for us. We're gonna be starting that. So in the past, many years ago, we had that program in place where we basically had people doing demos all over the globe of our games. That stopped for the reasons you might know why it stopped. Because of the I think there was a situation with Fantasy Flight games when they had some issues, and all of a sudden it wasn't working for us as well because we were in the same spot. But this time around we want to do it much better, so with normal contracts, with normal employment contract, if people well, with normal employment contract, and that way we can basically get like kind of contractors globally who will be paid for doing what they do. So this means providing demos and stuff. They might be paid in the products, but I don't think so. Maybe more like financially get paid for that. So once we have this in place and we have a proper template for the contract, it will start. It will definitely start. But it is on a high priority list for me and for the team to get that done. DNL can the doors close and functional battlements balustrade finally make it to retail? Yeah, they should. I don't understand the reasons why they're not yet there. So yeah, we'll have a chat with team on Monday to see what we can do and when they actually going to be planned to be released, and what's the reason behind that we don't have them yet in the retail. Because it's easy, you just need the packaging at the moment. Question based on the future adventures, modules based with Deus Ex campaign settings, adventure packs like Treasure Hunt from Woodhaven or extras from Deus Ex campaign book. Are there any plans to release further content via digital PDF, either via your own website or through Drive-Thru RPG, to allow us to purchase additional Deus Ex content? Okay, so the next we're gonna have something in the Port Heaven, although it's not gonna be to the size of Deus Ex campaign. It's much more like, first of all, we need to create a proper supplement. We don't have a proper supplement for pirates, and that's how we're gonna be calling pirates, pirates exclamation mark. So that supplement, the idea for that supplement is to give GMs some idea how, you know, pirates live and what they can use. So, you know, all those things from cooking book to through I don't know, pirates funny games. So that's that. But within that book there will be some level of adventures and some level of campaigns to support GMs, and that's what we want to do moving ahead. If we're going to find more capacity, especially for the writing, to create more content and release as a PDF just for Deus Ex, so in general if the team will be idling at the moment, then yes, we will do that. We will release more content. However, at this stage we're just focusing on the next campaign. We've got two new hires, which they started. One of them already started. One of them is starting next year. That's for the board games. There's one more hire which is going to start at the end of this month, and he's joining just for the wargaming section. And then we probably need one more hire for additional person just for the flow of writing, which we have somebody already on mind. There's a lady who sent a CV. She's a fantasy book writer and story writer, so maybe she will be quite good for that. And we already having, you know, internal discussion about the hiring more people for that content as well. That will just increase the output for the written content, by the way. So that's the goal, internal goal. Oh, this is what I wanted to share with you today. So that's Masters of Orion. Now this is not entire content. This is content for 4 factions, as you can see here on the table. But the content is actually for 6 factions. There are 2 more factions which you cannot see them on a screen. They are on what's the name? They are on the thingy. They're not on the screen, but that's the behemoth of the game. Every single token, it's a hard plastic token. You have a fleet of ships for every single faction, design-wise, color-wise, or individual elements. The game itself, the quality for the game itself is absolutely crazy. I think if you compare Home 3, it's 1-to-1. It's 1-to-1 to the quality. Maybe in some cases I would even say Master of Orion, because I really like sci-fi. It's better, especially in we fixed many things which were not readable, for instance, which you will find in Home 3 and so on, so on, so on. But here we have it, and here we have it with a quality you've never probably seen it before, especially on that level of game. So we spent a lot of time making tons of new artworks, designing the map the way that is actually clear and visible, and the ship's fleets and everything else. So that's that, and I am extremely excited for this game. Yeah, to be finally to show you, not only to show you, that's gonna be released this year. Well, possibility pushing for next year, but definitely this year. And this is how the game is gonna look. It's how it's going to play. We also we are already manufacturing the prototypes, 30 prototypes. So we're going to be sending out to reviewers, let them play the game and let them tell you what they think about the game through playthroughs. Yeah, you might know those factions. If you ever played Master of Orion, we definitely touched the like almost 1-to-1 the Master of Orion, excuse me, video game here. So that's the next one. That's the next big thing, which I really love it. And yeah, I really enjoy playing this game. As I mentioned, we are already cutting prototypes. We make them in-house, so they're not gonna be a final quality elements, but they're good enough to actually take photos. They're good enough to play the game, and they're good enough to actually provide, give the tools to reviewers to provide feedback from. Yeah. So that's the big thing which really drives me to, oh, I want to play this one again, and here you will be surprised, because this entire game will be manufactured in Poland. I think for the first time we're gonna have a game which is fully made in Poland, without any things, those delays we currently struggle with from China, right? It's just horrible. At the moment, I think all the Chinese manufacturers are completely overloaded with workload and causing a huge delays everywhere. So this time round, it's gonna be made in Poland. We're definitely going to be match the quality of Chinese manufacturing. The miniatures and models are made in-house in this factory. Same for bases, same for those plastic rods, and so on. So yeah, that is that, and can't wait to tell you more about this one and wait for the first playthroughs. Okay, and by the way, this game also, the announcement of Master of Orion, official announcement and official landing page on GameFound will be at the fest, the GameFound Fest, which is 2nd of October. So stay tuned for that. So heroes, as for the heroes, yes, big thank you. Shipping is completed and we finished shipping everything out. If you haven't got your parcel yet, I don't know, wait a couple of days, but if you still don't have it, probably get in touch with us. Maybe your pledge manager is not cleared or some other things happened. The parcels get lost sometimes in the post as well, but in general, this is the projects which we closed. What's great about this one, last run or last thingy or last shipping was coming through from our own factory, which means we have approved that, you know, it's quite easy for us to even ship 20,000 additional parcels. And yeah, we managed to do that quite fast. Can you give a comment about D4s? I hope that the number will get you a bit more contrast. Yeah, so D4s, obviously this is render, so you cannot see that one very clear, but in general this is 1, 2, and 4. The D4s are to indicate how many populations you have for each of the things. So it's either food manufacturing, the credits manufacturing, or the basically manpower manufacturing, or knowledge points. So once you move your population or grow your population, you can increase. Maximum is 4 with terraformation, or maybe depending on the factions you play. Some other factions play differently. Obviously, every single faction play differently. So that's that, and even including combat. And what's great about this game, this is something you haven't seen it probably in 4Xs, there is a tactical play. So that's a big thing for these type of games. Normally you won't find that one. You just find fleet goes against the fleet and it's nothing there. It's just basically very plain. Now we wanted to add additional layer, which is tactical play, and your ship placement, especially on the sector you're going from, or you're going to, basically like that. So that is quite critically important. And I think in the 4Xs, as I mentioned, you won't find in any 4Xs this type of game, this type of thingy. But stay tuned for more info about this game. We're going to be definitely sharing you all the slides and everything which team actually work on currently, especially with all those 5 very important things which are different to any other game which is out there. Is Orion going to be one core set, or are the different factions going to be expansions? So you will find 6 factions in a box, in a core box. That is enough for 4 players to play. You got 2 additional factions. Remaining factions you will find in expansions. We have plans also for a lot of expansions, by the way. So one of them expansions is called basically build your own faction. So you'll be able to actually create your own faction and play that faction in a game. You select the different perks, and through that you have a points to spend, and through that you can create your own faction the way you want. We designed like maybe 50 yards or 40 yards for different visual aspects of the faction, just to make sure you have, you know, nicely looking, slightly different faction than your own, basically. So that's that. And on top of that, you will find all the factions you have in the Orion video game in the game. There's also expansion for Antares. There's also expansion for a news, but I'm talking too much now. What is also very important in this game is diplomacy. Diplomacy is something you haven't seen in other games. Yeah, so there is a hidden diplomacy, traitor diplomacy, kind of. So that hidden diplomacy and bidding diplomacy. So you have all those aspects as a part of diplomacy in the game. And you could easily win, not easily, but obviously there is an option to win the game with diplomacy. So you might not have, you need a fleet. You can actually, you know, be good at diplomacy and make other people fighting. Okay, it's too good. That game is too good, basically. So yeah. Yeah, we have an unrest mechanic system in place. So like in a video game, there's unrest. Obviously, it's a global unrest instead of being just planetary unrest. This also works very well. You can force your people to work harder and increase the unrest to get more resources whenever you need. But obviously, you have to pay back and drop the unrest and pay back the resources in the next round. So this mechanic is also great because diplomacy can increase your unrest, which I really like it, because there's a tricky bits you can do when you play and ruin other person kind of plan he had in mind, and then he needs to structure a completely new plan. And that's the actions, and everything else is extremely nice system as well. I mean, there's so many good things to say about this game. Jesus. Yeah, I know it's my baby and we have to say it's beautiful, but it's a really good game. Yeah, the team spent a lot of time on designing, and we have like 3 or 4 iterations, like when we actually needed to take U-turn and started almost over from the scratch because something wasn't feeling right. But yeah. Okay, let's go back to Heroes. Maybe you have some more questions about the Orion. I'll be happy to answer them. Great to hear that talking. Yeah, you're going to be at Essen. We will have this one on display, and also we're going to have the game for playtesting. So you may try it, but really this is my thing, really my game. I really like the Orion. I mean, one of the main reasons we got this license is because I was Orion freak many years ago. I was just playing Orion 2. Wow, hundreds of hours. So I really always wanted to have this game. I work with this IP, so finally we got it, and yeah, so that's my excitement is a little bit all over the roof. Thank you. I could listen to you for hours talking about Master of Orion. You can absolutely see how engaged you are with this project, and get here in one. Yes, exactly. That's what it is, man. I really love that IP. Really love that IP. Yeah, and you can tell we have not only myself, I mean entire team put so much effort into every single aspect, you know, just make sure that every single bit is as supposed to be, not only design wise but graphically and blah blah blah. I mean, the tiles, you have seen it, we have like 6 or 7 different versions of the tiles, and they were evolving and changing only because the, you know, tiny line which is out there doesn't work very well, so we need to change and blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Once we have a prototype, you will see what I mean. Okay, let's go back to Heroes, because Heroes starting next week. Just a reminder to you, we have a blog post on our page, so you can always go to the blog post and see what's the latest info. On the blog post, you will find some information about the Cove. You will definitely find some information about the Conflux and Stronghold. So all 3 additional mechanics for the games, and 3 new factions which we're going to be introducing this time, so that's quite important. And here is some sneaky peek for you. That's not all of them, but at least the team told me I can share it with you. This is the graphics we have for the Heroes. So we finalized them, everything. So Heroes as well as the Orion, these projects are very advanced in terms of design development. That with the start of the campaign, we're basically sending everything into production. So there is not like we have to do something else or touch anything and whatever. Orion might need a little bit more gameplay just in case, because we need to make sure that that thing is done correctly, and also we're gonna have to finalize the rule book and make sure the rule book is spot on. If you know what I mean. That's anything else like a components. I mean, tooling wise, miniatures wise, everything is done. So it's not like we have to wait for something and God knows how long for things. And the Orion, I hope this is gonna be exactly great case study for this company, because I'm always trying to explain people here internally how important it is to have the product on time, and how important it is to have it when it comes to release and when it comes to reprint, right? Like with Home 3 now going for the reprint, I have to wait 6 months. I cannot get this game like now. I wish to have it, but then we have to wait for a third-party manufacturer who needs to find the slot for us to actually make it. So that's the thing. That's the biggest problem we struggle at the moment with doing and making anything outside Poland. Heroes will be also produced in Poland. No, we won't be able to do that because toolings, everything is already paid and made in abroad in China. So we're gonna have to carry on with that one and finalize these projects basically in China. But moving ahead from Master of Orion and any other board game in the future, that needs to be made in Poland. Really made in Poland. So that's that. I did mention this last couple of weeks ago, and it's very important, this cycle of ordering product, having product in stock, and so on, so on. Like Heroes of Might and Magic, we have like released to retail, and all of a sudden we shipped everything, and before even the Heroes reached destination of, you know, distributor warehouses, they will just keep sending emails. I need more, give me all what you have, and I need more. And, you know, we said, look, I can give you, but we have to wait 6-7 months for reprint. It doesn't work like that. It's on a boat almost 3 months from China to Poland, not mentioning that 3 months takes manufacturing. So 3 months plus 3 is 6, right? And if we're lucky, and if the manufacturers got that tiny slot for us, you know. Yeah. I'm ranting too much. Let's move on. So that's what I want to show you today, a tiny sneaky peek of something what is coming. And I just left the rest of the less of them for the launch party. Launch party, it's obviously something we do here when the campaign is live. So you may expect at least 3 people to be to join in here. So if you join us on the launch party, then great. Do so. So, okay, if I came back to Heroes of Might and Magic, please let me ask again, why the core game is not available in retail stores in Poland? It was available in Poland in stores, but the numbers which Portal Games ordered was too tiny, too small. And they sold out everything, like overnight. And they sent us emails saying, oh, look, we need a little bit more, like, you know, 3,000 more, and we cannot just make them overnight. So you won't be able to buy at the moment in retail just because there is no stock available. We have to manufacture. Fortunately, that's what it is. I mean, this is totally miscalculations of almost every single distributor. So just to give you some funny thing, like Marcin, the sales team, just told me last week, look, we still have like 400 copies of French and French version, and our French distributor ordered initially a little bit less than he wanted to, and he sold out everything. So luckily we had those extra 400 copies, but his email was, tell me how many you have, I will take all. So yeah, he's gonna get another 400 copies. So Heroes, it is slightly growing. It's really doing good in retail all of a sudden. So we're very happy about it. So, but again, sorry for that one that we don't have it in the stores, only because the almost everybody sold out. As I mentioned, to USA, we shipped to USA few thousand copies, more than a few thousand copies, and they were still on a boat on the road to USA warehouse, and they were just, you know, spamming emails, more. We don't have it. Okay, so as we mentioned, we are starting in 4 days. Jesus Christ, just 4 days left. 35,000 people sign up for the campaign. That's great. Thank you very much for that. We'll see how the campaign goes. Yeah. Can't wait to start, basically. I mean, we're missing that. I mean, last campaign I was away, so the team was actually managing by themselves. This campaign I'm gonna be halfway through because I need to fly to UK for BLE trade show, which is the licensing trade show in UK and London. I've got several invites to our partners just to close some deals, just to have discussion, just say hello and so on and so on. But then we're gonna go to a last day of the campaign. We actually go into Essen. So yeah, everything seems to be at the same time. So we're gonna be extremely busy team as well. So luckily we have experienced team now, and they will be able to manage the back end of the campaign, so including lives and so on. Yeah, thank you for that. I was checking out the those retail bundles, and there are some incredible paint jobs over there. Yeah, on those pictures on our page, they were made by the one of the new painters we hired to do that. So yeah, that's great. I didn't mention this one. It would be too long to talk about the new mechanics. However, if you go to our page, archon-studio.com, and if you click on the blog post, you can read it up there on every single faction and on every single mechanic, yeah, from the game. Who will I see in Essen? My face, my ugly mug. Michał is gonna be there, and including there's gonna be almost 12 people. Not almost, exactly 12 people. There is no almost in people. 12 people is going to be there. Some sales team, demo team, yeah, and couple lads from Germany who are supporting us as well. So they're gonna be doing demos for Heroes. They're gonna be doing demos for Battleground, I believe, and also demos for Orion. But yeah, a hefty team is there, like good team. Is Alec going to be there? I don't know. It's Alex going to be there. I don't know. Last time they changed something. They changed the who's gonna be there. So I need to check that. Jakub will tell you in the comments in a second. Oh yeah. So unfortunately, not this year. We needed to shift people around because of all those things with projects. Well, Cave's legacy shipping will be a little bit promised. I say this because of the changes in status in GameFound. Already received it, and it is the being prepared for shipping. Yeah, it's on time. We'll be handing out loot at Essen, like shirt and something, so I can walk around in Essen as the fanboy I am. Hey, you know what? This is actually a good idea. Maybe we can. I will see what we can do tomorrow. Definitely, if you buy something from us, we should have a bag with Archon logo on it and something. But you know what? Give us to think about something. Maybe not t-shirts, but how about maybe some hat or something like that? We'll see. We'll see what we can do. I mean, that's a good idea. That's not a bad idea. It's a very good idea. Everyone love Home 3. That's right. Yes. This is like IP, which is like, you know, again, I'm gonna repeat myself maybe 100 times, but in Poland, this is like second religion after Christianity. So Christianity, then Heroes, and then everything else. Right. Okay, so caves. We need to talk about the caves. So Choo-Choo is finished. We've done the Choo-Choo. This is the cat, just to show you how Choo-Choo is being physically. So you have this option to put the drill on front. That you ask for that one. So this is optional. You have miniatures for scale, just to show you how big it is. That's the inside. I mean, they hatched here for coal. For the oven, it's actually working. Looks like. So you can up and down. You can move it up and down. And then this is how many you could put 3 miniatures on. 1 miniature which drives the train, and 2 on the cart. I believe there is a few more carts from stretch goals, or optional carts from the stretch goals, which they works the same. Or maybe if you could go for more trains, you will have more carts. But basically, the idea is you can put at least half of your crew on there to drive through caves, basically. Yeah, 2 wagons in the set. Sorry, you got 2 wagons, 1 more additional, so you're gonna have like 5 miniatures. You can put 5 miniatures there. Okay, what else for the caves? We have imps. We finished them. We finished sculpting, so I'm happy to show you these models. And the cat cam is going to start on them soon. And then we have this, which are goblins. We finished goblins as well, and cutting tools as well soon. So we have some physical models to show you. For the port heaven, I mean, before we move to port heaven, I wanted to do this, and give me a sec. Okay, really sorry if the camera will be shaky or something, but I'm holding in my hand, so I don't have a gimbal. There is gimbal, but I'm too old to use it. But I wanted to show you this. I wanted to kind of show you what you might expect from pre-painted sets. So the middle thing is not only red, because you have also blue. So almost every single sprue or every single element on those sprues you will find slightly different. Now there's a small things which are, yeah, changed. Like here you have a different color of the crystals, right? So we have a blue crystals, we have a purple crystals. You will find the purple crystals as well on the floor somewhere here, like there and there, right? And then you have that middle piece. You have two of these middle pieces, which combine that. So the overview, look, this camera won't work that way. It's just trying to do something crazy stuff. Should be able to lock it somehow, but I'm too old to actually do that. So anyway, I'll show you that. Yeah, so what we have here, that's the entire set. This is DeepMind entire set. So I used every single one, maybe two, I mean, a couple of walls left, which I haven't assembled. So for the spider nest, I still have a massive amount of walls for some reason left, but I use all the flooring tiles and connectors, those tiny connectors, 1-inch ones. And here you have also entire set. So the goblin layer is used up entire set. Just bits left, the bits which goes on the wall. So yeah, that's that. So I really like those different type of tiny walls, yeah, which goes there. So yeah, that's what I want. Like, anyway, that's how it looks from my eyes point of view. And this is just 3 sub teams. Absolutely massive. Yeah, absolutely massive. So as I mentioned, next week I will have more, and then with next AMA we will definitely going to show you much more. I cannot actually wait to have like all the sets pre-painted and just put together everything like a massive layout. I hope we've got to have it at SN, just, you know, a majority of that, at least 1 or 2 core sets, and Belly of the Beast as well, and just to, you know, show people, look, this is what you can play on. Now this is so great. I mean, I can use this for wargaming easily like that. I don't need to, you know. Right, Port Heaven. As you know, this is our next campaign. Yeah, that's correct. Yes, so we break the squareness of Dungeons and Lasers with the with this design and with this setup. So it was worth it to actually do that and redesign many things. I mean, obviously this is Dungeons and Lasers, so you can assemble that with other sets on. It will work. Yeah. So you can use some of these elements, some of these walls, for instance, like walls from the Goblin layer on any other set, and it will still give you that wow effect. So as you know, we have a new project starting next year. It's called Port Heaven. Finally we have a final logo. Yes, that's the final logo. the team come up with. I really like it. 1 sec. Here you go. So we need the trolls, right? We need a river troll, or actually that's not troll. This is ogre, and that's one. That's some nice concepts we already working on for that campaign. That's one of the bigger. Sorry, it's a giant. I'm stupid. It's a giant. Yeah, sorry, Jakob. I'm getting a little bit of run out of steam. Doing this one alone, it's just getting painful. It's a giant. It's actually sea giant. So you can see. Sorry for the mistake. Yeah, that's gonna be giant. One of the super stretch goals. And then we have a sea dragon, I'm guessing. So definitely sea dragon. And also it will have two forms. One which is just the normal plastic, and then the water, which the clear plastic version of like a water dragon. So that's 3 out of several super stretch goals we are planning to do. And obviously we also do, it's going to be heavy in miniatures. So we already done some concepts for the miniatures. Yeah. Yeah, this could be used as an elemental as well. So it's not only water dragon, but much more like a dragonish elemental water. Yeah, definitely both. Yeah. So and several other miniatures concepts. So you will find lots of NPCs miniatures, and obviously the ship crew. Like this gentleman over here, surgeon on a ship with his parrot. So you know, which one, A or B? Yes, both. I would say both. I think they're already looking at which of those things to use on there. But you're definitely going to find a lot of great concepts and great ideas for the miniatures, and it's obviously going to be miniatures heavy campaign. And this large ship, which we are about to finish in a couple of weeks from now, and then the first thing it's going to being cut and into plastic injection. We want to make sure that we have a physical ship before start of the campaign, just to send it to reviewers and make sure that they praise the quality, and you will hear it from them, not from us, because as I mentioned, our babies are only beautiful. We only make beautiful babies. That's correct, yes. We also always do mix. So for this campaign, because we haven't shown you everything, there is a huge mix of terrain bits and bobs. Like you will find a good number of those things. But then also the port element section of it. So give me some time to show you what exactly we have in plans. Today I just wanted to show you this as a miniatures, but full reveal will be soon, and with the sub teams. We don't want to show you too much and explain the competition is watching. But in general, we don't want to go ahead of ourselves. And we want to keep some secrets, but yeah, definitely with every single AMA we'll be revealing more and more, either the concepts or the sets you will be able to find there. And some of the sets for sure you're gonna be surprised about it, because these are the ones you've been shouting for at Discord and on other channels, just to make it so yeah, it will be there. It will be there. Okie dokie, so that will be all for today. I'm gonna hang around for a few minutes more just to see if we have some questions to answer. If I miss your question, then sorry, it's just this this thingy is just refreshing very slowly, and once it's refreshed, it just like 30-40 discussion thingies, comments showing. So yeah. Will you add stuff from Deusel, or already need either factory or ether machine? Maybe. The dungeons and lasers, the port heaven, and everything else from that is from the Deus Lair. It is Deus Lair, kind of. Yeah, it is. Why not, Leslie? No, sorry, not Leslie. Liz? Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, but yeah. Thank you for your comment. Sorry, I'm reading chat. You're having some discussion here. Pirate Galleon time, definitely ship time, which I did show last week, 2 weeks ago. Actually, 3 weeks ago. That depends. Not everything D&D is licensed D&D. There is a section which is purely dedicated to D&D, and many of the expansions which were created by the community over the years, they are kind of free to use. So and then obviously, because something was trending, Wizard of the Coast was adding this one into their books, or into into like becoming, like, let's say, call it then turning into official, let's say that way. But it's still the things which are tied up to D&D IP are the ones which they trademark, so that they trademark name and visual, and that's theirs. So you have to be careful. Anything which is there, not good to use, or not allowed to use. So will more legacy Prismacast items will be released between now and Port Heaven? It depends, really depends. I don't want to say too much about that one at the moment because I'm not allowed, but really depends. At this stage, with the current knowledge we have, I would say yes. But if the other things happened, we might have to do brand new terrain with Prisma casting. So our capacity to do more with our own legacy terrains will be complicated, let's say, till we get more people and more machines in. You mean work on for release during Port Heaven? Yes. So if we wanted Port Heaven might have a portion, it will definitely have a portion of legacy products available. So we will do a survey before Port Heaven just to see what exactly legacy, like we did with caves, you expected to see, and we will do that. Yes. Time to move to a different location with more space for machines. We're building expansion, so there's going to be expansion to the factory just to put new machines, and these machines are going to be for strictly for the board game manufacturing. But also the warehouse will be built bigger, which means the current warehouse will become the shop floor for the machines. So I think if our plans, our expansion plans, because we are very, very slow with expansion, by the way, right? So, I mean, business wise, because we almost went bankrupt many years ago because of one of the company back then, Ninja Division, ran away with money, our money, and then ran away with the product. So we had like hundreds of thousands of dollars to recoup from from that losses which they ran out. So we were almost bankrupt back then. So we decided to go with very slow grow and very secure grow and build the foundation from scratch again. So our business model actually changed back then. Back then our business model was 80% of manufacturing allocated to external companies and just 20% allocated to our own needs. And that wasn't a good plan. Well, it was initially, because for a couple of good years we were very happy with it and we had a very great partners, but one of the partners we trusted a lot decided to disappear basically from the market, run away with the Kickstarter money, their backers Kickstarter money, and then obviously with what they were owning us, and what they were owning is also additionally us for product we have manufactured. So it was in 2015, so we spent almost 4 years till 2019 rebuilding the company from ground up, and basically make back losses we've made with that company, and build new strategy. So the new strategy was that, okay, we're gonna grow, but if there are money for the grow, or if there's money to invest into grow, we will do it very, very slowly and slowly. So yeah, that's what we did. So nothing crazy. And now the next step is this year growth and next year growth of the factory. And once we finish, we should have about 5,000 to 6,000 square meters, with potential to increase if one additional 2 or 2,000 square meters, even to 8,000, let's say 6, 7, almost 8,000 square meters of factory. That's huge for even our local businesses here around. So if that happens, then we should have like been a fully independent and not relying on any third parties, and that's the big one. Yeah. That's the big one. So if we I don't want to be dependent on anyone, like, you know, making something in asking and begging somebody to make on time product abroad or whatever. That's not the way of running the business, especially if you have like 90 overheads in this business at the moment. So we have to be very, very cautious and very focus on what we're doing, how we're doing, and where we actually put in the eggs, right? If you put all the eggs in one basket, no, that's not a good solution. So yeah. So my pledge for the cave says it's getting prepared to shipping. Well, it will arrive, sent to Germany for... So as I mentioned, 1st of October is shipping. We're preparing parcels now at this stage, so we need to wait till 1st of October to start shipping them out. And once it's out, I think in that week, because it's a legacy shipping, right? Once this one is out, you should get it within a couple of weeks at latest, because it's Germany, so shouldn't take that long. We're shipping from Poland, obviously. So home free, when I pledge for the projects, will I be charged for the pledge immediately or when campaign ends? It all depends on the payment you're going to select. If you're going to select payment through PayPal, you're going to be charged immediately. If you're going to select payment through card, normal card, business card, you should be charged at the end of the campaign. That's how it works. So the campaign is finished and then your card being charged. Now, again, I will just stress this one for, as I do for many times, you will have an option also for stretch pay. So stretch pay is the it's a block payments basically, so you don't have to pay everything in one go. You can divide your payments for 7 easy payments basically, and then you pay monthly, and there's no interest rates whatsoever. It's just basically that's what it is. So that's for, you know, just to make sure that it's easy on everybody. I really like this feature. on GameFound, and I think at the moment only GameFound is actually offering this one. I don't think Kickstarter will ever do that. They too slow to understand how market works, especially, you know, within the Europe. Yeah, and you know what, if they have this one on a Kickstarter many years ago, it will save millions of people money, of companies running away with the money. Millions. I mean, once you see something goes wrong, stop payments, you know, and that's it. If you don't have update, no problem, I won't pay you. You don't give me update, you don't tell me what's going on with your project, I stop my payments, stop my monthly payments. And that is absolutely great for the creator, because is pushing pressure on the creator to provide you with feedback and tell you, oh, by the way, this is what's happening, this is how to show you. And as well, giving a tool at least to backer to stop it, and you know, treat me seriously because I'm paying you money. And that's what it is. Do you want to see? Sure. So I will start with the sprue. So that's the sprue. I'm gonna show you. That's the hut. That's some props. These are the walls. I'm standing a little bit too far from that. So that's the floors. That's the bridge floor. Hope you can see it. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. I'm moving left and the camera moves right. And then you have to bear in mind what you will find. These bridges, they have all slightly different. Not too close up because the camera is just going. Up and down. Yep. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is, boys. People, not boys. But you know, I mean, that's what it is. I'm really happy with this process, by the way. Yeah. Obviously, obviously, the next round will be even better. The next set will be even better, because now we know and learn even more about how plastic needs to be designed for this process. Initially we were just like, okay, I think it will be 100% working. It's like 95% of working, so 95, that 5% left. Well, the 5% makes some difference, but yeah. Should we test it? Should we test it? Should we try? You know, should we test it? Should we make one terrain, fantasy terrain, and see how it works, and see that one whether this is real? I mean, you know, I'm the boss. I will say tomorrow I want fantasy pre-painted set. I will have fantasy pre-painted set, but I don't quite sure whether this is gonna be such a big hit. Maybe. Let me discuss with Marcin that one tomorrow. And just to test water. So you're gonna have to buy at least 10 sets by yourself. Yeah. I'm taking note, by the way, so sorry, and because otherwise I'll forget. Okay. So that's that. That's that. Yeah, well, the quality is insane, and the competition that is watching, yeah, burned. Okay, I'll be finishing. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for staying so long. It's 1 hour and 24 minutes again. Oh, 1 second, there's some more question. Is there a payment option that will be preferable for you, money-wise, like PayPal better or worse for you? I mean, definitely much. I would suggest just a card payment, and you know, if you're gonna go for the stretch pay, go for the stretch pay. It's really safe on you. It's safe on your wallet. It's safe on your situation. So stretch pay all the way. And we don't mind. We don't need that lump sum from the project. We are a stable company, so even if the money flows every month from the project, that's still fine. I mean, we had those 2 projects this year from the beginning of the year, which was the one of the Battleground and second one from Caves, and they still being paid off, and I think some majority of the money already flowed in. We don't mind, really, we don't mind. So I would go choose the best for you, and that's it. Yeah, that's true. And that's the way. Do not copycat, lead the way. We are moving into that direction. I think we are moving into that direction with almost many things. Right. Good night. I wish you have a nice weekend. I hope to see you on Tuesday on the campaign launch. You're gonna see my face and my boring voice again, and along with probably Jakub and Shimon as well. I need some support because it's gonna be probably late, at least 2 hours or 3 hours stream, and you know, after 1 hour I almost run out of my voice, so definitely gonna need some support. Have a good one. Thank you again for watching, and thank you for staying so long.